Hi everyone, and welcome to some retro news. First, let me start off by saying thank you to all of you. I've reached 1,000 subscribers and I couldn't have done it with all your support. I really enjoy making these videos and it makes me happy to see all the appreciation that I'm getting for them. Again, thank you for the support and I look forward to continuing the journey with you to 2,000 subscribers. Now on to the news. SRG320 has posted a video showing some new games running on his work-in-progress Saturn Core for the MiSTer FPGA. Here we have Contra Legacy of War. It's running smoothly, but there's a lot of glitching in the graphics and the motion video. He also shows off Hang On GP. The background does glitch a lot, but the main 3D graphics are working well, especially in this tunnel area. Panzer Dragoon also exhibits glitching on the ground. Looking at the glitching in these games tells me that they may be caused by incomplete VDP2 implementation. VDP2 was a chip on the Saturn responsible for creating 2D background planes and also 3D textured planes. So completing the VDP2 implementation should fix this issue. Before Robert Pipe was developing an FPGA PlayStation core, there was Laxer 3A who was developing one, but took a hiatus. He seems to be back now because on his YouTube channel, he showed off Ridge Racer booting on a DE10 Nano. However, it is not running on the MiSTer FPGA framework. It's running on a different framework. He's not sure if he'll port it to the MiSTer framework or leave that to someone else once he releases his source code. I've read on some social media comments that Robert Pipe and Laxer 3A have been in communication, so I hope this means that they will share information to improve each other's cores. Looks like we're going to get some big updates on the x68000 core. There are some video fixes coming because the video module has been rewritten. Audio will also be improving because a more accurate sound module will be implemented with added MT32 support. And the main CPU will also be getting a more accurate implementation. Jotego, a MiSTer Core developer who's created the CPS1 and CPS2 cores, has now added Cotton to the System 16 core. Cotton is a Japanese shoot-'em-up that had some light RPG elements like leveling up your character. The game had a positive reception upon release, but mostly stayed in Japan as it had only a few ports outside of there. Jotego is also adding support for Fantasy Zone 2. The System 16 version of Fantasy Zone 2 is actually a port done by developers M2. It was released for the PlayStation 2 on a Sega Ages compilation that ran it using a System 16 emulator. That's right, this System 16 game was never officially released in the arcades. The developers basically told themselves, what if Sega had created a System 16 arcade port of Fantasy Zone 2, and just basically took it upon themselves to deliver that game. And now, MiSTer FPGA owners will be able to experience this game in their setup. Another new arcade core has been released. This time is a little known Konami game called Finalizer Super Transformation. The gameplay reminds me of Xevious, but Finalizer does have the twist that you can change your ship into a mech. The Flinsbit YouTube channel has released a shareware pack for the MiSTer AO486 core. This pack was tuned specifically for AO486, so everything available in it will work. Everything in the pack is either shareware, freeware, or open source, so there will be no issues freely distributing this pack over the internet. The pack contains more than just games. It also contains screensavers, mod and MIDI music, and other applications. He also added a front end that lets you easily navigate the collection. I not only see this pack useful for MiSTer, but it can be very useful for any DOS machine or emulator. The creator has a downloadable zip file with a VHD containing the pack on his GitHub. I recommend any AO486 fan to get the shareware pack. The MiSTer Mini-ITX Ironclad Plus board is now on sale in limited quantities. This is a board that replaces a standard MiSTer setup and allows you to install it onto a standard PC case. You can use it on small Mini-ITX cases or larger ATX cases, so you have many options for how your MiSTer setup can look like. So that's it for this episode. I provided links to all my sources in the description. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and its bell icon so you can get notified of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.